What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the DXP crypto channel. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are surviving. So look, let's get through the bear stuff straight away. And in today's video, I want to talk about some potential sectors and altcoins that we could be eyeing on. I want to talk about the M2 money supply. I want to talk about, actually, a good place to start with would be for anybody who's interested in saving themselves, have a look at the DXP Discord, because this stuff here is absolutely ridiculous. And the calls that are being made by Carlo, Crypto Pete, and the guys over there, I mean, Carlo is absolutely ridiculous. Look, 500 shorts got wrecked. He's talking about buy orders. He's talking about positioning. You know, you can see the guys absolutely smashing it here, regardless of where the market goes. And I do believe, based on this knowledge, you can see here, extremely weak opening. This was yesterday. CME gap is on the cards. Massive walls being filled. And of course, this is again played out to exact perfection. You know, 83K, that's already happened. Again, we're front running the market. You know, we're front running the entire market, which is incredible. And I do love the fact that this is happening in our own community. So guys, our Discord is practically free. Go check it out. I do believe that, you know, this news here, this events, again, there's one call I want to show you here. Sui getting filled properly now, and you can see the orders trickling all the way down. Okay, so look, Sui guy, 30% of his orders have been filled, still below. Coinbase walls at 2.5. And now you can see this is absolutely insane. Crazy calls. Big up to the guys. Big up to Carlo. Big up to Pete. And again, you know, you can just find yourself a good community of honest people there. You know, people are just helping each other, guys. So yeah, check it out. Anyway, let's go straight off to the market. There's a carnage out there. It's absolutely incredible. Look at Kaspa here. Kaspa price 6.4, right? Sui down 7%. Sonic 12%. The pain is real, and it's meant to be real because, you know, you've got Bitcoin going below that 84K, market-wide sell-off, and of course the stock market having its worst, or at least the Nasdaq anyways, since December 2022. Worst month, by the way, not even the worst day, the worst month. So that's all happening, guys. And as far as I can see, you know, the only things that we can look at here, you know, global money supply. There is actually an interesting tweet by Raoul Pal. And it's basically the lead time between M2 and, of course, Bitcoin, which is quite interesting. And what he says here is that the waiting game is almost over. The 10-week lead is my preferred method. And of course, he talks about that in more detail. And you can actually clearly see here, there is a 10 to 12-week gap over between BTC and global money supply. Now, off the back of course, Trump releasing his own stable coin, right? You can see that the market is relatively, I mean, again, this guy is all over crypto now. Whether you like it or not, he's here to stay. Of course, he's pardoning people, Arthur Hayes and his mates. And this leads us to where we buy alts. Now, ultimately, in my yesterday's video, both looking at the rejection, this was around that 800 billion. This has been a steady trend line. I do expect this to come further down to ultimately give us one last big bite at the cherry in terms of buying altcoins. For now, I would just set limit orders to whatever you're interested on the way down. And I would definitely try and concentrate the capital, maybe start to see where you can actually get some projects and get rid of some projects. Again, you know, not financial advice, but, you know, plan what you will have to plan. I would say the ultimate decision lies up to you. Now, I am looking at, of course, on a wider note, I am looking at quality projects. This is a DEPIN project that I held sub $10 million by the name of GeoNet. They've just got Grayscale attention. Okay. And of course, this is a significant moment because not many people know about this project. And of course, it is absolutely tiny in terms of market cap. But look at this, look at the list, guys. So this is a Grayscale list. Sui, you've got Tau, you've got Virtuals, you've got Aerodrome, you've got Grass, Maple, and now you've obviously got this small project called GeoNet. Very, very impressive project. And I would say, again, I would be looking to accumulate quality over quantity. Now, one thing that is quite ridiculous is if you look at the, not ridiculous really, but we've expected this. So total supply is 10 billion for guns. And in terms of the team, 1.2 billion. You got advisors at 529 million. Platforms rewards, 1 billion. KOLs, 30 million. And then you've obviously got strategic rounds. You've got the early rounds. So all in all, the tokenomics is out, but mostly the vesting is between 12 to 36 months cliff, and also vesting included. Now, that's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. Now, obviously, they've got 1.3 billion in treasury, which is around 13%. And of course, 30 strategic, private, and of course, private B account for about 30%. So this will obviously have early investors galore, right? Galore. And I think that is something you need to be considering, especially from the strategic and private rounds and strategic, of course. KOLs don't give a damn, so the chances are they tend to dump their bags regardless. And of course, luckily on the TGE, they will only have 50% of that to dump on us. Very, very interesting. If you look at the tokenomics, I really, really personally don't like circulating supply of about 10 billion for a gaming coin. Just hate it. Like literally, I've seen projects in the past that have done that, and nah, it's just, you don't get that squeeze. But hopefully let more news come out on this, and we'll see how that goes. So anyway, guys, in terms of Bitcoin, lastly, of course, we'll continue with this ascending wedge for the price of, for the Bitcoin dominance. But the one that really, in terms of the price right now, where do we see? Now, a couple of levels here, 81,000 and 72, 71,000. Of course, some people are calling 68, but we'll call this whole entire block a demand zone lower down between that 618 and 65% over here, which is that $72,000 level. Nobody knows if that's going to happen. The chances are we wait and see Liberation Day. And again, like I said, create a short list. Look at what, hold some quality projects. Don't all go degening and then find your 100x potential stuff lower down. It is a long ride, guys. It is absolutely a long ride. But all I can say is those who have a plan, a good short list, and stick it out, regardless of what's happening in the market, you're just buying your altcoins and you're buying it slowly. Like, for example, yesterday, these guys have moved into the DeFi sector. So Say is looking for, of course, they bought a company called 23andMe. And of course, this is Say Fund officially exploring acquisition of 23andMe to defend the genetic privacy of 15 million Americans to ensure their data is protected for generations to come. Interesting. A pivot by the Say Foundation into DeFi. So there is plenty of good stuff happening. I'm not saying go and buy Say. I'm just saying being engaged, being immersed in the market like I am right now, more than ever, is going to pay off. Now, as far as, of course, other alts are concerned, whether you're holding micro caps, a mixed bag, just get a shortlist going, right? Regardless of what you're under, let that stuff go. Let that stuff marinate. If you want to sell out that stuff at a loss, so be it, but at least have clarity to go put down a short list of cryptocurrencies that you are going to buy regardless. That's how crypto should be. Your top kind of convictions, especially when it's a market like this, you should always have an idea of what that conviction is and stick to it, and stick to your plan in terms of the overall market strategy. Whether you're going to be here for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, it doesn't really matter. You determine how long you need to be in and you stick to the strategy, right? Anyway, guys, it is a crazy, crazy time to be around. Almost feels like November 2022 during the FTX days. But that time, obviously, crypto had a lot more uncertainty. Let me know what your strategy is. Hope you found this video useful. And regardless of where we go, crypto will be here in the long term. Take care, guys. God bless.